Okay, I think I am live streaming right now, getting ready for another fun week of podcasting here. For those of you who've watched the show before, welcome back. I am Joey up here in the Caribou Mountains, Wells, BC. I always take a few minutes here to kind of set the show up, get the thumbnail set up and things like that, and wait for a couple guests to join me. So we are waiting on that. And I had a thumbnail and I cannot find it right now. So that's a difficult problem that I've created for myself that I'm going to rectify here in a second. If you'll give me a minute. But, anyways, if you could, what I've found out is that I'm terrible at algorithms, that I'm really bad at that. Like, there's a whole bunch of things I should have been doing and I just didn't do in terms of like how to make a YouTube channel and a podcast that, works and people are going to watch and things like that. So, tell a friend, I guess. That's, I guess, the skinny on it. Oh boy, I did. I had a thumbnail and I seem to have misplaced it, which is silly. So, gosh, that is so disorganized. So disorganized. But part of what's going on is like I'm having trouble with Facebook, and I have that thumbnail actually I posted it there. So even though I didn't save it, I posted it there. But if I go to my page right now, I can't seem to access my homepage. Like, it's just such a weird bug that's going on. So I mean, I have it here somewhere. I'm just trying to find a way to get it to myself and send it on over to everybody else here. Yeah. So sorry about the delay on that, but we'll have Brandon Hauk join us here in a second. We got a whole bunch of weather news. There's been, of course, there's been a number of northern lights outbreaks, and that should be going on again tonight. One more night of it. So look forward to that if you get clear skies. A lot of us don't. Some of us do, though, have some clear skies. Okay, now I finally got the image. Boy, that was terrible of me to have made a thumbnail and not actually saved it to my computer. That would have made everything so much faster right now. A little disorganized to start the show tonight. A little bit downhearted, I guess, about being a YouTuber. But I guess I've been watching these things on how to get better at YouTubing. And what I found is I'm not good at algorithms, first of all. Like, there's a whole bunch of things I've just not been doing correctly that I'm going to try to fix, I guess, over time. That will help get my stuff put into the feeds more. So that's been that. So, okay, now I finally got the thumbnail up. Tell a friend, hit like, share, subscribe, and share the podcast around. Let somebody know that you watch us every Thursday night. And as our guests come every week, we get into a pretty good show. Of course, what happens here, this is the pre-show. This isn't actually the show. The show starts at 7 p.m. And at 7 p.m., we hit record. And what we do, testing, 1 second here. Good to see there's some people here. Good. What we do is we hit record. Hey, Justin, we need you tonight to come talk about Northern Lights. Could still be a glow in the northern horizon. Okay, well, I was just looking at the aurora prediction, but you probably know more than I do because you are the expert, Justin. It'd be great if you joined us tonight. Absolutely. So now I'm sharing the link around to the socials and whatnot. I've been having a hell of a time at the socials. I'm in like Facebook jail all the time because I'm a terrible person with an awful sense of humor. Basically, I think is what it is. And that's something that's much long-term thing to. But Facebook has this idea that I'm like seriously depressed and need help or something like that. And they keep even today they're putting this thing in my feed saying like, we know that this is a hard time for you and, talk to a doctor. I'm like, what the heck? Like, and they put me in Facebook jail because they said that I'm, they're worried about me. And if you're worried about me, they demonetize me. You take away my money and you cut off my communications. That's really nice of you. We're worried about you. We're going to screw you over and hope that makes things better somehow. Ugh, so frustrating. So, just getting things shared to the socials has been difficult. What I'm going to be doing too is broadcasting on my Patreon just a little bit more. Okay, I'm almost ready here to get started with showing you weather stuff. get started with showing you weather stuff. And the first thing I had on the board here to show everybody was aurora photos that, not aurora photos, but the statement from Northern Lights prediction. Here comes Mark Ingles. Good. Could have used you like 3 minutes ago when I was trying to kill time here, getting things. We got Ryan Vodalainen showing up right on. Storm Chaser Ryan Vodalainen. We got meteorologist Mark Ingles joining us right now. This is exciting. We're about to have a show, everybody. About to have a show.
Where are
Okay.
you, Ryan?
Or I was at Costco.
The
Ah,
downtown Costco?
Of course, the best Costco.
Did you get some poutine?
I did not get poutine. I don't like their French fries.
Wow. That sounds like a you problem.
No, not really. It's actually probably good for me because I really don't need to eat poutine. I already make enough poor culinary choices in my life that I do not need to eat poutine from Costco because it's way too big. I even didn't have the ice cream because their ice cream is good too.
yeah. I guess you don't get anything in small size at Costco, and that
No,
would
there's
include
no such thing as
poutine.
small size in Costco.
Even
I
the
know nothing
samples are
about
big.
Costco really. Like I just know that that's where huge stuff is. That's where you get like lots of big stuff.
Ryan,
Yep.
why do you have a Costco membership? You're a household of two.
I know, but you still go through things, and we have a storage room. So I put my 28 rolls of paper towel in the storage room and cut things up. So if I get a lasagna, cut it in half, stick half in the freezer, bake the other half, and then you got 2 meals.
Well, if I
They're
were to do it,
talking.
if I were to do it, it's because I'm a semi prepper. But
Well,
part of
Costco
my
is a great place if you're uh into that.
it's
Yep.
200 kilometers away. So like the Dutchman in me and the semi prepper of me says, well, that's too much money in travel to spend on
And
stocking
the
up.
money that you might save at Costco is really not. You're not driving 200 kilometers. You're going to spend more than that in gas.
Well, this
Yeah.
depends, like, am I saving money if I'm spending what I don't actually need to spend?
This
So what
is
I do
true,
as
too.
well is like every week in Quesnel, when I go to town, I go to a different one of our main stores and I just hit whatever their deals are, like their
Oh,
biggest swinging
nice.
deals, right? So one week I go to, Extra Foods kind of most reliably. They often have like, you know, getting rid of lots of stuff right now fast.
You did get a drink at Costco.
I got a hot dog and a pop. You
Oh,
can't beat
nice.
$1.50.
I know.
And again, like I said, my culinary choices.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
They're talking about building a Costco here in South Surrey.
It would make
I think
sense.
it would make sense. But I have finally convinced Alicia that we don't need a Costco membership.
Oh,
She grew
well, I
up
need to talk to Alicia.
she grew up in a household of 8, and so Costco obviously makes sense in that environment. But I have finally convinced her. She's over here looking at me judgmentally. I have convinced her that we don't need a Costco membership, and now they're talking about building one like 3 kilo. Oh yeah. What's
Three
really
kilometers
convinced her is
away.
because you have to use a MasterCard at Costco here in Canada, but you
Yeah.
have to use a Visa in the US. And
You can
and
pay with debit or cash. You don't need to use
dude,
credit card.
I want the points.
Well, then get a MasterCard. I have the MasterCard and I have a Visa. So I can go to both.
I like
Although I
not
do find that stupid.
I think the fewer credit cards I have, the better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my philosophy. Have zero.
I
This
like
is
the
true.
points,
Which I'm basically living off like snow right now, but that's not true. I'm very well stocked for a guy who's scraping by. Like I'm ready. The asteroid could hit. I could go quite a long time sitting right here. I could make it through the winter on a meager diet of rations.
When Karen gets on, we'll tell her that she needs to make a Costco run for you. There's a Costco in Prince George, right?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
People from Wells go there.
We'll tell her she needs to make a Costco run for you. Well,
It's
that's
like
the thing that gets me. Yeah, Costco's close to Ryan. When they build a Costco here, it's going to be close. But like, you're gonna drive 200 kilometers to go to like you were saying, and that's one way, right? It's 200 kilometers one way. Like I don't get that at all
Absolutely.
unless you own a restaurant or something.
Yeah, absolutely. We need
Although on
Justin.
Saturday I'm
We need
going
Justin to come on the show tonight.
to the Costco business outlet that they're
Oh
opening
yeah,
in
the
New
new one
West,
in New West.
because
Yeah,
I got to
that's
see
gonna
this.
be cool.
Apparently, you can get like a drum of oil, because who doesn't need a drum of oil?
Ryan, come pick me up. We'll go chase that together.
I'll come pick you up.
You've
Saturday is
got.
when we're going.
Oh, you're going Saturday? I think we're going ice skating on Saturday.
Oh, well, you're
Hey,
ice
that's-
skating all
We'll
day.
text off. No, not all day. And also,
Okay,
when
well then
I
you let
ice
me
skate,
know. You get
my
back to me.
ankles are all messed up. Yeah, we'll text each other.
We got to give you
Yeah.
a little like Canadian hint here. Like it's forgivable. This because you moved to Vancouver where there's not ice. But if you want to like sound Canadian, you don't say ice skating.
No, it's just
Okay.
skating.
You just say skating.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, well,
we're going
you
fucking
Same thing with
skating this
hockey.
weekend.
There's nobody says ice hockey up here.
Yeah. You don't say ice hockey. That sounds like you're from
Travis
Czechoslovakia
Kelsey
or
was
something.
kind of slagged a little bit for saying something about ice hockey, and we're like, no, it's just hockey.
Well, at least he wasn't, the prince wearing a Dodgers hat at a Blue Jays game.
Fair.
And we need Justin Ordle to come on the show, Weather Center Manitoba guy, because he says the Northern Lights are not going to be awesome tonight. But this map looks pretty great.
There's no aurora tonight.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Not
over.
happening.
It's over.
It's done.
What's with this shit then?
That was from this morning or for during the day. That's not happening. It's done.
Yeah,
Oh,
creation time.
It is clear in Vancouver. It is done.
Space Weather Prediction Center.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I did get
can
to
tell
see it
you
through
if
the
it's gonna
clouds.
happen by the weather
That's
in Vancouver.
ridiculous.
There's some sort of direct correlation.
Brandon,
Okay,
I
well-
caught Brandon
joking,
Houck
but-
sharing AI earlier today. What a chump.
Oh,
Put him in Facebook
what?
jail.
Can I not turn right here anymore? What have these people done? Oh, it's one lane.
You can only turn left. You better not take advice from me right now, actually.
Oh, there's no show tonight.
Well, this is annoying. Well, I'm going to turn on this new neon. Oh, Neon Street. This is new. I've
And he's
never heard of
Neon
Neon.
Street.
We have
And he's-
Neon Street.
Go drive down the street that's got the anemometer. What was that? Comox Street
That's
or
That's Robson.
Robson?
Comox.
Robson.
Comox there. Yeah.
Man,
No, they've made Drake downtown one way, which is very annoying because they got rid of the clover leaf on the north side of the Granville Bridge.
But better to say
imagine driving downtown. I just ride the bus to the train.
comics though than to say ice skating. Friday morning till Saturday morning, brand
Yeah.
new weather warning there. 15 centimeters of snow for the Kootenai Pass. We still got wind warnings down here, Brandon. Wind warnings. Brandon Houck,
Oh,
radio
yeah.
personality, and Brooks, Alberta, on with us here. Wind
It
warning.
is
100
howling
kilometers
out there right now.
Ooh,
Should
Oh,
Fucking
there's
hard.
that Central Alberta voice.
Pincher Creek madness there. They get the wind
Or
madness,
Southern
the
Alberta,
old timers there. Snowfall warning continuing tonight through 93 Highway and number 1 across Lake Louise. As you get past Banff and whatnot. Oh, what's this new one here? This is all a snowfall warning, 15 centimeters. It doesn't even say where, eh? It's just like, it's in somewhere in the Northwest Territories. It just doesn't say where. It's funny to me.
No dumping. Okay, I'll be out. I'm dropping something off at the wildlife place. One moment, please. I'll be back.
Well, we want to see the wildlife place.
Yeah,
It's-
come on,
it's-
man.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. I'm parked in the alley, which is illegal. So hopefully no bylaws people show up.
There's no
But,
law enforcement
yeah.
in Vancouver.
I'm just dropping off some things.
Well, if they do, just remember, I don't answer questions. That's all you have to say to them.
Somebody's going to run into me.
Not without a lawyer.
Yeah.
I
no,
don't even know what this guy's doing. There's lots of room there, man. Okay,
Yeah.
wildlife place. Walking to it. I can barely hear you guys, which is weird, but that's okay.
Oh, we can
So
hear
this
you.
is
Well,
it here. See?
You can barely hear us
It's a
because we're
thrift
barely
store.
talking. A
And
wildlife
I'm
thrift
dropping off
store.
things. Close
Are
and I
there
think I can
bears in
still
the
drop off.
wildlife thrift store?
till 8 p.m. Yeah, I'm good.
Can I buy an owl?
Ask him if we can see the tigers.
Which, thank you. Which do we want to see? Hold on a second
The
here. I can't even
tigers.
hear you guys because it says my speaker is.
The tigers. Do they have tigers
What?
there?
We want
Oh,
to. He's
we
gone.
lost Ryan. Oh man, I
Oh
guess
man.
that
See
was
the
the.
tigers and buy the owls.
As soon as you
There we
say
go.
Tigers,
So here
they're
we
like,
are. This is
oh,
the thrift store.
Can we see the tigers and buy the owls, please?
No, they don't
Uh,
have any here. This is not. I don't even think it goes to wildlife rescue anymore. They just call themselves the wildlife store. We have
that's so
dresses if you're looking
Vancouver.
for those, boots, all the things.
I need boots with the
Television.
fur.
Oh, do you? Well, here. There's these.
Are they size 10?
I don't know. Oh, they're Helly Hansen. That's pretty nice. $19 for that. That's a good deal. I don't know
Only
whose
if
feet.
it's size 10.
I don't know whose feet have been in here. You'll have to come find out because I'm not putting my hands in there to find out.
Oh, he's probably dead now. Doesn't matter.
No, I'm good. Thank you. I got ski boots. Oh, look at this. We got skates.
Ice skates.
No, just skates.
when
Uh, Yeah.
I go skating, my ankles just fold in. Like I
Yeah.
can stand up, but I cannot keep my ankles straight. But I don't think I've been skating in like 10 years. So
There you
I'm
go.
really gonna make a real ass of myself on Saturday.
Uh-oh.
We need
Oh,
this
you know
on
what?
video.
Knees and hips.
What are those things? The little, the little metal thing.
I'm gonna be skating around with a traffic cone in front of me. That's
Oh
what's
yeah,
gonna
traffic
happen.
cone. That works too. Oh yeah. I got a whole group of people with me. Nate. So he's like FaceTime. I'm like, no, I got a whole group. More than just FaceTime.
Out of
More than
control.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
Not the kind of wildlife I was looking for.
No wildlife there.
No owls,
Rainfall
no
totals.
tigers.
It doesn't
Rainfall
even go to the
totals.
wild. I don't want to talk about rainfall. I don't want to hear about aurora.
93
Well,
mils in Squamish reported.
You don't
right
want to hear
now,
what my temperature got to today.
That's not enough. We need more rain. Actually, we were gonna go sit in the hot tub in the
Because
rain.
the aurora is over. I am mad.
Yeah,
Every
I
time.
didn't catch it the night it was awesome. Then last night it was snowed and rained all night, and it was apparently awesome again. But I wouldn't know.
Ryan,
Yeah.
Alicia saw your post and she's like, I'm so mad. Ryan could see the aurora through the clouds, and I'm like, let's go outside and look. And so I went outside and looked, and I could see it. So we saw it because of you, Ryan.
There you see, and so did somebody else I know. That's a doctor. That's a veterinarian. She's like, me and Ella went outside and we saw it because of you. Meanwhile, I thought I could go down this alleyway here, but I can't because there's a bike thing there. But it looks like you could go out, but no.
That's so Vancouver.
I
All
know
of
the adventures of Ryan in downtown Vancouver.
the thrift
So
store
now
with the pretentious, like, we're doing good for the world name, but actually not.
Yeah,
It's just a
but we're not
show.
actually giving. So now I got to try and turn around in this little alleyway that's no wider than.
I was hoping you were gonna back out all the way.
No, I'm gonna do
Full city block.
I'm gonna do a 700-point turn. Is what I'm gonna do because why not?
Man, this
Joey
should be-
wants so desperately to talk about weather, and we keep cutting him off.
Yeah,
should be viral
exactly.
stuff here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is what people come on to watch, right? Is Ryan trying to drive?
Yo, look out! An avalanche.
Exactly.
An avalanche is coming for you. Actually, yeah,
Oh,
we
that
got.
makes sense.
Avalanche. We'd have to have snow in our local mountains. I thought we were. It looked like originally like we were going to do a little cooler this week, and that did not happen.
There's
Oh, in
snow up
Rogers
yonder.
Pass. In Rogers Pass, heavy rain to tree line has not made travel conditions any friendlier. Freezing levels are forecast to drop overnight with a bit more snow to come, but rugged travel at lower elevations will likely persist as the biggest hazard until at least the weekend. Considerable threat over at Banff National Park. Snow and wind and warm temperatures can be expected through Friday, which will result in increased avalanche hazard. These are the first avalanche threats of the year that are on the board, so I say avalanche season has officially begun. A cautious approach to terrain selection there Friday and Saturday. Considerable threat, not out of control. Given the new storm, snow time to settle out before venturing into steep terrain in Jasper National Park. The Icefields Parkway may be closed for avalanche control. They've been doing avalanche control there Friday and Saturday. A lot of snow been falling up there. Eh, Brandon?
Oh yeah, there'll be 15 to 30 centimeters
Woo!
in the higher terrain.
Meanwhile, snow was nowhere near the village in Whistler. Everybody asked me when I went back to work yesterday, "Oh, did you see any snow in Whistler Village?" I'm like, it's halfway up the mountain still.
Yeah.
A little early for there, I guess. Yeah. Literally. We got snow last night and today in Wells. It rained all night and then it dumped snow all day. It didn't stop till like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been
They,
seeing hints of a first Arctic outbreak near the end of the month in long
I'll
range
be in Texas,
forecast
makes
models.
sense.
Long range forecast models showing an outbreak, but not yet. Not yet. Not in this next week, it seems like. That's quite a little storm there pounding through to California, eh?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we can talk about sudden stratospheric warming. Everybody's all over that right now.
Everybody is all over that, and it's going to be nothing.
I
It
know.
might not be nothing, but like people, certain people are trying to hype it, and like it's not hype worthy.
So I think you should mention that in your little bit this evening when we go at 7:00 and we talk to you.
I actually have a wildlife story.
But I have no idea about the sudden stratospheric warming thing. What are you talking about?
We need to talk about meteorology, not your beaver that you're worried about.
Well, we can talk about meteorology and beavers.
We can do both, exactly.
Both, yes.
It's the meteorology beaver episode.
Yeah,
Oh,
Google that.
I'll talk about wildlife too. Yeah. Speaking of
Excellent. This is the
Good story.
wildlife episode.
Oh, the cold air
There's
into
the
BC.
story.
And I went to the wildlife store that had nothing to do with wildlife anymore.
I'm gonna talk about a museum in Japan. Mark didn't go to. So
Oh, I've been to a museum that has wildlife in Alberta.
That's called a
Oh, yeah.
zoo.
No.
Little
No, that
chilly
is
by
not
the
too.
20th of the month, maybe. But that's not
it's
it
in
yet.
Torrington. I'm sure Brandon has been.
yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
that
Hank
would-
Vliestra. Storm chaser Hank Vliestra from Wilkie, Saskatchewan just joined us, everybody.
Hi, Storm Chaser Hank Valistra. I think you're on mute.
Hi, Hank Vliestra on mute. A little bit of cold temperatures there. A little bit of cold for BC. Nothing too crazy. Wait, though. Wait. Oh, look, what's starting to develop? Something's starting to sink down there. And the cold air is going to chase. Oh, what's going on here?
I think there's a story for maybe something in the eastern half of the country around the 26th or 27th.
Yes, when Ryan goes to Dallas. This is exactly how these things work.
Oh yeah, Ryan's gonna get freezing rain in DFW. 100
I
car
know.
pile up. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, look at that. Somewhere around the 26th. That's
I want
towards
freezing rain.
Montreal-ish.
Give me a severe weather outbreak while I'm down there, but not freezing rain. Thank you so much.
I don't think this is the time of year.
That's pretty cool.
No,
This is
it's not the time of the year, but it can still happen.
this
any
is in
time of the year.
Fahrenheit, so only like most of you guys can understand it. I can't. I was born in 1979, like
Oh, I
after
saw the
Fahrenheit.
SNL skit that talked about. I sent it in a group thing once. Maybe I sent it in our group about they were talking about when they first came to the United States, and we're gonna use feet. And how many feet are in a yard? And they're like, nobody knows.
Oh yeah, I saw that one before. So stupid, eh?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Holy, look at that cold air at the end of the forecast period. That looked pretty cold, didn't it?
How many days out is that?
That's
15.
so ways. Yeah, end of the month.
50?
50.
Yeah, might as well be 50 when it's 15. But still, could happen. Could be true.
Oh, Hank's got somebody sneaking up on him.
Uh,
Oh, we can hear him now.
nah. We're watching your back, Hank. We know
Yeah.
what these kids
It's
are up
just me
to.
and the youngster here. My wife is in Lethbridge.
Oh, in the wind.
There must be enough threat of it in that 10 days out, 15, 12 days out. Enough threat of it that they're making articles already. People are making clickbait already.
I don't
about
like
polar
I don't like
vortexes.
that. I don't like that image. It's not a good one. It's not a
No.
good description of what the polar vortex is.
This is weather bug.
Weatherbug's usually pretty good, but that is not a good description. Like this image does not really. It's no bueno.
No,
No,
bueno.
no bueno. Did you see Matthew Capucci's thing on HARP in Alaska?
Nope.
Oh, dude,
It's
tell
really
us.
good. You need to look for it. They did a whole thing because he was waiting for somebody to go on about Aurora saying it's HARP, and he's like, no. Here's the thing that we already had ready to go because we knew this was going to happen eventually, and boom, it's a really cool graphic describing what.
I have a Yellowstone is not about to erupt because of this earthquake article sitting in my back pocket, just waiting for the next one.
Oh, that's okay. Brendan in Wyoming and myself will counteract that quick.
It sickened him so much that he puked. I saw the video.
Ah,
Ugh.
Every time you look, there's like a new video saying imminent explosion of Yellowstone. But then if you watch their 25-minute long video, they'll tell you actually it's probably never going to happen.
Not
You
while
know,
any
like
of us are alive.
50,000 years,
Yeah.
which is never to me, right? It's like,
because
But
even
it's
if it
always
does happen, it
clickbait.
won't matter to us.
how many?
I,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. It's never. 50
I
years is
spent a
never.
summer working up by
50,000.
Yellowstone, and there was an earthquake storm happening, and a couple of family members were like, "Well, how do you feel about the earthquakes?" And I'm like, honestly, like first of all, it's not going to erupt, but if it does, I hope I'm up here when it does, because then I don't have to survive the volcanic holocaust that comes afterwards.
I'll be the first to see the collapse of civilization.
I want to. I want to see. I
Enjoy
want
it.
to. I want to have enough time to be like, oh, and that's it.
Is that a volcanic holocaust on the screen there, Joey?
Yes.
Okay.
Volcano called Feng Wang. Actually, no, it's a typhoon.
Wow,
Typhoon
In other
Feng
news,
Wang.
if you're gonna
look at
jaywalk,
that
run.
volcano spin.
Ooh, look at that.
One of them rotating volcanoes there.
And that's from Sierra. And remember, we had Dakota Smith from Sierra on not too long ago. That was a great
which is
episode.
why I love
When was this? I
this
missed
site
it.
so much now.
Oh
He
yeah,
probably made
dude.
this image, right?
I think he's got a team now. I don't know. I don't really know, but he definitely makes these images. I don't know if he made this specific one.
I mean, a team, like they only put out like one image a day most days. So,
Well, they're
on,
doing other
team.
stuff too, obviously. They're not just sitting at their computers being like, all right, where's something interesting on the satellite?
No, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. No, those guys have jobs.
I'm going to go into my underground, and then I will pop on when I pop back on. Probably when Frankie is done, you'll see me show back up again.
Right on.
Thank you for the
underground.
warning.
That is a video.
You're hilarious, Ingalls.
I know.
Yeah.
Video of the coming radio takeover. That's what we were seeing. Prediction.
Ah, right.
The heck? Where did my video go?
Ryan is gone. So that was Typhoon Feng Wang. It was a serious storm. You guys have any comments on Feng Wang? Frankie's probably going to be here in a matter of minutes now, right? 2
Actually,
minutes?
on the topic of volcanoes and Feng Wang, I mean, it's not. What the heck? Where is this going? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
I can see
disappeared
you.
from my screen, so I'll just keep going. So, when Pinatubo erupted in '91, Pinatubo, I think, was the most violent volcanic eruption of the 20th century. It erupted during a typhoon, and so a lot of times, like one of the problems they had after Mount St. Helens erupted was people would try to hose off the ash from like their lawns and stuff, and then it would just become like concrete and because of whatever. And so you have a volcano erupt and tons of ash in the middle of a typhoon, and it was a big problem for the Philippines for sure. There's your weather history for today.
Such a crazy story.
1991.
Yeah. I remember it well. I was alive. It was like big news. Pinatubo.
I was not.
Okay, we got Frankie McDonald has now entered the building. He's here. We got the Frankie.
You burst into life at the time of the eruption.
Well, 3 years after.
Oh,
That's crazy to me. We are going to start radio broadcast recording
So,
session here in like
unnatural.
20 seconds. Good evening, Frankie. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. So where's Karen?
I don't know where Karen is. Haven't seen her on here yet. She'll be glad that you're looking for her, though. I know she loves that.
And
Okay, I'm gonna-
Imogen's busy doing a lot of things these days.
Yeah,
She's cooking.
She's rocking in the world, man. She's doing lots of stuff. She's always on to the next project. They are okay. Time to record the new episode of the show. I am Joey Only here in Wells, British Columbia, with one more episode of the Comedy Meteorology Report, the 220th
One
episode.
Final?
I didn't say final.
Okay.
Did I? I hope I didn't say final. Another episode. Finally, we're live here. You've been waiting for it. That's what I meant. What did I mean? I don't know. We're here finally with another episode of the Comedy Meteorology Podcast, a meteorological report, science that, yes, I founded with my good friend Frankie McDonald and company. Here we go. Let's get on with the show.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather or not.
Tonight on the podcast, we have, of course, the great weatherman himself, Frankie McDonald, out in Sydney, Nova Scotia. We'll be talking to in a couple minutes' time. The world's greatest weatherman, of course, YouTube sensation star, and my good friend.
And there's a new guy in town, Ken McDonald. He lives in North Sydney, Nova Scotia. He does videos of him driving a car on different streets in Sydney.
There's a new guy in Sydney, Nova Scotia, says Frankie McDonald. We'll hopefully get Ken on the show sometime. Also on the show tonight, of course, is my wingman, secondary host, Brandon Houck out there, the radio weatherman in Brooks, Alberta, the morning guy. And he's going to be here with the Brandon Houck Report immediately after Frankie McDonald. We also have meteorologist Mark Engels in the house again. He's back from his trip from Japan. And we have storm chaser Hank Vliestra, who's out in Wilkie, Saskatchewan. We may have anybody else show up. I know Ryan Vodalainen, the storm chaser. He was on the pre-show here because we are live streaming at Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. And we usually do live stream for about 2 hours. You get about an hour of that in the radio show, and you get that radio show on C4 88.7 FM in Prince George, CKUW 95.9 in Winnipeg, CFBX 92.5 Kamloops, and it airs on CHLS 100.5 in Lillooet, our friends in Lillooet. Okay, without much further ado, I guess we should kind of get on with the meat of the show. Yes, as I said, comedy and meteorology, your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada, and my main squeeze here is Frankie McDonald. He's the world famous weatherman in Sydney, Nova Scotia. He's very world famous. And he's our friend. And for the 220th time, we're going to have him give a world weather report right now.
Frankie!
Can you yodel for us?
Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
Hey, Frankie, how you doing?
I'm doing great so far. There's a lot of heavy rain hitting for Los Angeles on Friday and Saturday. And where Trevor used to live, it's going to bring us so much rain in Los Angeles on Friday and Saturday. It's going to bring really heavy rain. It's going to hit western Arizona and Los Angeles, where Kevin Noble, the former co-host of Trevor's Happy Hour, as Irving. He's getting a lot of rain tomorrow and Saturday, with so much rain in Los Angeles and Southern California and San Diego, where Mark Grant lives. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain in Southern California. Really bad heat wave heading for Missouri on Saturday coming up. It's going to bring bad heat wave in Kansas this Saturday. Come Friday and Saturday coming up. It's going to bring really hot temperatures in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. And Colorado. It's going to get really hot weather in Colorado, New Mexico, and all those places. It's going to bring summer-like temperatures in parts of South Dakota and Nebraska this Friday. It's going to bring really, really hot temperatures. Summer-like temperatures is hitting. It's going to hit North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and western Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana, and even Utah.
Even
bringing
Utah.
summer-like temperatures there.
Yeah, really warm in Newfoundland, Frankie. They just had
And they got
records
really
set
warm
there.
temperatures in Saskatchewan this Friday coming up. It's going to head towards Dave Smith's hotel in Winnipeg. Dave Smith said hi to you.
Hey, Dave Smith.
He's getting warm weather first. It's going to turn really cold where he lives.
How was your storm this week, Frankie?
Remembrance Day It had lots of on and off rain on Remembrance Day, but not windy. Wind kicked up to high gear on Tuesday overnight and Wednesday after I come home from the Legion. It was wind kicked up to the high gear. And this Sunday coming up is going to bring lots of snow and rain where Monica Boyu is at
In New Brunswick.
in Bonaventure, Quebec.
Bonaventure, Quebec, right.
It's going to bring windy conditions to Bonaventure and snow where Monica lives. And
It was like
snow
140
and rain.
kilometer-hour winds in Newfoundland this week, and it was 16.8 degrees today in parts of Newfoundland.
It was really hot there in Newfoundland as well. Then it got lots of warm weather hitting on. It got rain hitting Ontario on Saturday as well. Lots of heavy rain in Toronto and those places.
And they just had a big storm there too, Frankie, where there's like 50 centimeters of snow in some places.
It had snow where Base Guy lives.
Yeah, in Montreal too, 20 centimeters there.
Then it got really cold weather heading for California next week in Los Angeles.
After their atmospheric river, eh?
Yes, they got really cold weather aiming towards Los Angeles where Irving, the Kevin Noble lives in. Zombie Wolf, Danny T. Workman lives in. A lot of Trevor's Happy Hour listeners of California, they're getting cold weather where Kimberly Schreier, Savannah, and all these people live in Southern California. And it's going to bring really hot temperatures in Arizona and all those places in. It's going to bring more, and where Gary and Dino is, it's going to bring lots of rain where Gary and Dino is on Sunday coming up. Then
In
it got more
Arizona.
cold weather in California as well. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in the forecast all across Central America right now, like Guatemala, Costa Rica, and Panama, and Honduras, Negra, and all those places. And down South America, lots of rain in the forecast, lots of thunderstorms and rain in the forecast in Venezuela, parts of Colombia, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, parts of Peru. In northern Chile is really dry there right now. In southern Chile, rain in the coastal areas and snow up in the mountains. In Amazon rainforest, lots of rain right now. In eastern Amazon rainforest is drier than normal. Lots of rain in Rio de Janeiro with thunderstorms in the forecast, including Sao Paulo, Brazil. In Buenos Aires, Argentina, got cold air coming from the Antarctic. It's going to bring more cool air. Then it warm up again. It's going to bring really hot temperatures in Buenos Aires, Argentina as well. Spring of the year there, Ushuaia, Argentina, and Stanley Falkland Islands. It's lots of cold weather right now. And lots of cold weather, showers and forecasts. And weather all across the United Kingdom. And weather for UK right now, it's lots of rain in the forecast of Portugal and Spain and all those places. And lots of rain in England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. At start, it's going to turn dry. They got more wet weather in Isle of Man. Then they got some wet weather in France this Sunday coming up, including Dunkirk, France, Paris, France. And Mullins, Germany's getting last of the summer-like weather on Friday. Then it's going to cool down. And the next week, it's going to bring some flurries and forecast in Mullins, Germany. And up around Poland, the weather is going to bring rain and snow showers in Poland. The forecast those coast areas in Norway, Finland, and Sweden, and all those places. Cold air. And including South Bar, Norway, will be 24-hour darkness. And November 19th is next Wednesday. This Wednesday coming up. Last sunset up above the Arctic Circle.
Oh, yeah, right.
And lots of warm weather in Italy, Bosnia, Croatia, parts of Albania, parts of Greece, and Albania, Greece, and Romania, Serbia, and Bulgaria, and all those places. In central Turkey, got snow in the forecast and rain, and in lower elevations of Turkey. Then you got some warm weather in western Turkey. Then you got some warm weather in Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Morocco. Then you got rain and showers in the forecast and thunderstorms in Israel, Lebanon, and all those places. And over in China, and the weather there this week is, and lots of and it's dry weather in Japan right for now. Then you got the showers and you got cold weather heading for Sapporo, Japan, with snow squalls in western Japan In Sapporo, Japan, you got snow squalls heading for Sapporo, Hagedale, Japan. And around China, it's lots of cold weather heading for northeastern China, including it's really cold in Mongolia, Siberia, Yakutsk, Magadan, and all those places. And it got some dry weather to start. It's going to turn rainy in Hong Kong this Tuesday coming up. And the Wednesday, it's going to bring lots of rain in Hong Kong. A lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in the Philippines right now. Vietnam with heavy rain, and Vietnam with thunderstorms, including Singapore, Malaysia, and all those places. Thailand's gradually getting a dry season. Bangladesh and Myanmar is gradually getting a dry season. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Sri Lanka. Indonesia's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on there right now. Over Jakarta, Indonesia, a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on there right now. In Java, Indonesia, Sumatra, Indonesia. In southern India, lots of rain and thunderstorms forecast. In northern India, it's really, really, really dry. So it's Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria. In those places, a little bit of rain and forecast in central Saudi Arabia with hot temperatures and thunderstorms, including in Arab Emirates, it's drier than normal. So it's Yemen, Oman, Qatar, and all those places. And lots of Nigeria and Ghana is getting drier right now because they're entering a dry season. A lot of rain in Gabon, Congo, DR Congo, Uganda, and Zimbabwe, Zambia, and all those places. And the weather all across Angola, lots of rain and thunderstorms in Angola right now. And so it's Namibia. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Namibia right now, including Botswana and South Africa, and heading towards Mozambique, Madagascar, La Reunion, and Mauritius Islands. They're in the rainy season. In Australia, lots of rain and thunderstorms, and there's a possible cyclone development aiming towards us and trying to hit for Australia late next week possible. Cyclone season started up in Perth, Western Australia is drier than normal, so Central Australia. In Brisbane, Australia, they got rain and thunderstorms in the forecast in Brisbane, Australia. In Queensland, then they got lots of rain and thunderstorms and large hail in the forecast. In Brisbane, Australia. And down in New Zealand, lots of cold weather heading towards South Island, New Zealand. Auckland, New Zealand had a lot of heavy rain on Wednesday. Then they got some dry weather heading for Auckland, New Zealand on Saturday and Sunday. Then they got more rain in the forecast on Monday and Tuesday coming up. In Auckland, New Zealand, Gisborne, New Zealand, New Plymouth, Hamilton, and Wellington, New Zealand, including northern South Island, Queens, and New Zealand. And up around the Queenstown, New Zealand, got snow in the mountains. And Dundee, New Zealand's going to be drier than normal. Invercargill is going to be wetter than normal. Christchurch is going to be drier than normal because the mountains are in the way.
Yeah.
New Zealand, Antarctica is 24-hour dark and 24-hour daylight in Antarctica. Starting November 19th, down below Antarctic Circle will be 24-hour daylight, and up above the Arctic Circle will be 24-hour darkness.
24 hours a day of darkness.
Here's the weather. Here's the disaster from Korea backing off.
Disasters from Krill backing off time with Frankie McDonald, our favorite time of the week here. Frankie's going to go over some disasters from around the world that he's got lined up to show all you radio listeners. I will do my best to describe the disasters with the help of our meteorologist here on the panel.
And Sharon.
Radio listeners, you might want to turn down your volume for this.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a little bit noisy. Don't turn it down too much that you can't hear anything. Because I know that's what people sometimes do when I start talking.
Here's over in Russia.
Over in Russia, to start with, Northern Lights. Careful. That could be really loud. Boy, that fooled us. Usually it's like a flood or something that's like... Was that the Northern Lights, or is that just the glow of Chernobyl? We'll never know. We'll never know.
There's
Okay, next.
storm chasers over there.
They got their own storm chasers in Russia. Ah, see?
Wow, that's noisy.
Yeah, see what we mean? That there you go. That woke you up. You were just falling asleep. You're like, man, this show about weather is so nice. It puts me right to sleep. Then here we are in Spain. Storm chasers. We're seeing lightning storms, hail, rain, funnel clouds, vortexes, and all kinds of stuff there. Vehicles driving around at night, and words in Russia that we don't know how to say or read.
It says YouTube on it, and you can follow us on YouTube on Caribou Weather Dude.
Like, do they not have like Russian writing for YouTube, or is that like purposeful? I don't know.
No, because it's a proper name.
House on fire. there. We saw a wall cloud feature, something like that, spinning around. Holy cow, really great. It's a bunch of Russian guys running around. They're like probably took inspiration from Reed Timmer, I bet. Like they want to be the Russian Reed Timmer.
Reed's been chasing auroras.
Yeah, they're really hard to catch. Deploy! He's like,
They're really hard to catch if you're Ryan Vatalainen.
it's like, well, same with myself.
Oh
I
my
could've
God,
gone
that's
outside
over
and
in
looked.
Ghana.
In Ghana this week, we have a major flood that happened. Major flood. We got a number of vehicles, very nice vehicles, in a kind of worn downtown a little bit there. Chilly bar, it says. And people are trying to push this car, and it's floating kind of. And they're like pushing it as it floats. We got a white car, water up to the windows. Here's a bunch of really loud water moving fast. Disasters.
Blue Gate and not Charlotte, Jemmy Fendi, you got our poem
I actually understand what he's saying. He's saying, tune into the Comedy Meteorology Report every Thursday night. Recording in progress. Tune into the Comedy Meteorology Report every Thursday night, he said at Joey Only Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube. Thank you, guy from Ghana, for that shout out. Appreciate it very much.
And here's another thing.
Where's this one, Frankie? You got to tell us where.
Portugal.
Portugal this time. Yeah, Portugal and Spain every week. They got a big flood going on there every week. I guess that's what happens when you live near the ocean. And no, that's why they got so good at sailing in Portugal and Spain, is they just were always having floods. They thought, well, we'll just build better boats and sail the world. Got some cars driving, nice cars driving through water there. Got a Japanese-made car driving through the water in Portugal. Heavy rainfall. They get quite the wildfire season there too, don't they, Frankie?
Most people don't speak English there.
Yeah, they don't speak much for English in Portugal. That's true.
They speak Brazilian there.
What he's
They're
saying
speaking in
is,
their own language.
I understand what he said though. He said Caribou Weather Dude. That's what they said in his language there. Subscribe. That's what he said. Thanks
I thought
very
it was
much.
like, share, and subscribe.
Portuguese. Well, he only said a couple words. He didn't, he's in the middle of a disaster. He was just doing the best he could to shout out the show.
Our hero.
Here's over in Thailand.
Here in Thailand, we got another major flood. It's going to be loud, folks. Just warning you. The major flood in Thailand. Frankie, it's very loud, this flood. That's one of the things I hate the most about floods. They're always really loud.
People don't really think about that.
Like, I camped next to a waterfall once, and I regretted it. I went to Ghost Lake here.
There's Saudi Arabia.
I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, And now Saudi Arabia floods. You don't have floods in Saudi Arabia very often, do they, Frankie? It's a flash flood, though. We saw thunderstorms, like you were saying in your worldwide forecast, Frankie. Thunderstorms in Saudi Arabia. It's a very dry country. Mark, how often do they got big thunderstorms in Saudi Arabia?
It's kind of. I think it's kind of like Arizona, actually, in that
they
get a few a year. I don't think it's a monsoon, but they get a few a year, and the ones that they get are really huge. They get a lot of moisture coming off of the Gulf or the Red Sea there. And it's so hot that the air holds so much moisture that when it finally rains out,
This looks fun.
Hey, Ryan Vodolion.
Well, hello.
Either feast or famine there for.
I actually took Arabic lessons too, and what they said was Comedy Meteorology Podcast on the local radio station. Meanwhile, in Taiwan there, again, it's a very loud thing that's happening. Weather is very loud. There's water is going downstairs like a waterfall, but down a staircase, which is not usually what you want to have happen.
It was a typhoon, I bet.
It's a typhoon in Thailand. That's why they're called typhoons, actually. That's how you remember what part of the world is typhoon, which is part of the world is
like west of the Pacific in Asia.
Yeah. Typhoons hit Thailand. That's how you remember. And wow, look at that. Yeah, they had one called Feng Long that went through Southeast Asia this
They
last
speak
week.
Mandarin
Frankie.
over in Taiwan.
And again,
Mandarin over in Taiwan.
They got motorboats going through. Water. Everything says Panasonic. It's just like store after store. It all says Panasonic on it.
Those are the only lights that work.
Taiwan now.
Oh,
They're
the
pushing an
emergency
ambulance.
number is 119.
Very
You guys
loud.
know
This
that?
was in Thailand. Yeah, I did think that was kind of weird. Dial 119.
That's what it is in Japan too.
Is it?
Yeah. Do not enter.
So I guess if you go to like Thailand or Japan, you have an emergency and you don't know that, you're just screwed.
If you dial 911 on your phone, it knows to automatically connect.
Ah, that's good. That'd be a terrible reason to die. I was trying to dial 911. We saw power flashes back there.
I mean,
major city.
If they're on emergency number in Thailand, they don't go by 911. They got 112.
It's really loud. Natural disaster. The radio listeners might not like it after a while, Frankie. Pretty loud. It makes the show kind of hard to tune into.
This poor woman is waist deep in mud.
Okay, yeah, that was.
There was a lot of flooding in Taiwan.
That was
pure chaos.
The loudest segments ever. That was awesome, Frankie.
Thank you for listening to the Belt Sander Show.
My name is Belt, and that was Sander.
Ryan's here.
I'm here.
Ryan,
Hello, Frankie.
Ryan Vodolainen has showed up.
Ryan has made it.
He has made it. Is Brandon Hauk back?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Time for Brandon Hauk Report.
Time for Brandon Hauk Report, and then we'll get to everybody else.
The Brandon Hauk Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Hauk Report.
Brought to you by
Smoking Good Barbecue.
Well, Brandon, I hope you can beat that. That was quite the segment.
Could I? I guess we'll find out, hey? Before I get into the Brandon Hauk Report, I should mention, give a little plug here. You can also tune into our CFUR radio station, CKUW, and CFBX radio stations on TuneIn Radio app now. So, yes, if you're wanting the show on your phone.
Boy, you can listen to us again. This is exciting.
Hey, Stingray's not paying us for this show.
Oh, well.
Anyways. We know you're excited.
I know I'm a little excited about it. I'll just mention that. We won't talk about everything else. But anyways, that's where you can also listen to those shows on that app. Just saying. Okay. Now into the Brandon Hauk Report, because I am wearing shorts right now. It is 15 degrees. It is balmy, and the wind is just howling out there. So I like to say it's Chinooking very hard out there. That's right. We had winds, southwestern Alberta, pushing 100 kilometers an hour today. And this is not the only time we've done this week. This is the second time we've done this with the fairly strong winds across the southwest. Earlier this week, on the Monday there, we were seeing winds gusting 120 kilometers an hour in the Waterton, Pincher Creek areas. And winds were pretty much strong enough to tip trucks off the road. And yeah, that was probably not good, especially in the Fort Macleod area near Grantham there when those crosswinds rolled their way through the area. So yeah, we had that on Monday, and then the cold front came through, and then that cold front kind of cooled us down, settled the winds down, but still we stayed above average throughout the week there. Last week was the story about the Clippers. This week's the story about the Chinooks. And we got our next Chinook today at Lethbridge, Alberta, the hottest place in all of Canada in the last hour at 21 degrees Celsius. And some areas, as they say, Brooks, got up to 19 degrees. Medicine Hat got past 20 today. It was a spectacular one. No doubt about that. Now the cold front's on the way. We have significant snowfall, especially in the Icefields Parkway, where we can see about 15 to 30 centimeters of snow. And it's been warm enough for rain, especially in the lower elevation, especially in the town sites of Banff and Jasper, down through Sparwood. That's been raining quite heavily throughout the day today as well. And we'll see some of that rain kind of cross over into the Crow's Nest Pass area as we go into the overnight hours of tonight. However, especially in areas further to the north, especially in around Hinton, that's been in the form of snow, just north of Hinton on the 41 there, where they've had accumulating snow throughout the day today. And we're going to see that snow continue to move its way closer and closer and closer to the Edmonton area this evening. At about, I'd say about 9 o'clock, just a little bit after 9 o'clock, you should see some snow flurries moving into the city of Edmonton on the 13th of November. And you've already seen your temperature drop throughout the day today in central regions. Meanwhile, areas, so Edmonton right now at this hour is -1 with the snow showers approaching. Still, as you go into Coronation, it's about 15 degrees. So a huge temperature spread across the province as that cold front continues to slice its way through. So tonight we're going to see the wind switch direction to the northwest. So that'll drop the temperature. So tomorrow, which will be the 14th of November, we'll see our daytime high happen at about midnight this morning. And then we'll see the temperature fall just before everybody gets out of bed. And we could see a couple of snow showers rolling their way into southern Alberta. I don't expect much in the way of accumulation with this as it swings its way through this cold front here. But we will see a few snow showers, and there will be a little bit of it. Some areas may get accumulation, but I don't, as I say, I don't expect much. But temperatures tomorrow will be easily, barely getting to 5 degrees compared to the 19, 20 degrees we got to enjoy today here in southern Alberta. So after this little, I don't know, let's call it a clipper system, goes through and moves off, we will see high pressure kind of take over here for the weekend. And we'll see the temperatures go right back up again to the teens, near 10 degrees. So probably not as balmy, not as warm as we've been throughout this week. But a nice recovery for the weekend. Looking pretty good for Grey Cup Sunday in Winnipeg. That's right. The Grey Cup for temperatures about 2 degrees. Nothing but sunshine. Very light wind. So say perfect weather for that for anybody in Winnipeg. So that they can handle 2 degrees, I guess, 2 degrees Celsius. For football kind of weather there. And then as we go into early next week, we'll see still some balmy temperatures here in southern Alberta, but there is a trend as we go Tuesday and Wednesday for a little bit of a drop in temperature there. So back to more reality temperatures, because our average daytime high here in Brooks for this time of year is about 2 degrees. So we've been well above that. No doubt about that for the month of November so far. Now, to the interesting stories of the day, or I shall say, the interesting stories of the week. So I've got one museum story and I've got 2 world record stories. Here we go. So, museum in Japan. I know somebody just got back from Japan and he did not go to this museum. So this museum is a very special museum, I guess. Very popular museum, and I just found out about this museum this week. So you go around each exhibit here in this museum, and there's different types of animals. Now, they're not live animals or anything like that.
They're
but
stuffed.
yeah, but you have different types of animals. And what people do in this museum is they go around and they sniff each animal's butts to find out what each animal smells like. So there you go. That is the museum. That is fairly interesting, I thought. Now,
and then when they're done, they get to destroy it.
They
trash it. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
So, next story. A guy in Minnesota this week broke a world record eating an ice cream cone. That's right. How did he do that? Well, he ate it in 24 seconds. There you go. So broke a record eating an ice cream cone. And finally, the last record breaker here. A man breaks a record with Dance Revolution. And he did this for 144 hours. Doing Dance Revolution, breaking a record. and the record was for the most annoyed downstairs neighbors. So that
guess
would
so.
be the Brandon Hauk report.
That's a long time to be dancing, Brandon. A long time to be
Just
dancing.
got the fat check for pushing that.
My name Mark Ingalls.
Pushing that agenda. It says here, HARP, climate change, whatever, in my bank account.
Breaking. Meteorologist Mark Ingalls down.
I wish that was true. I wish I was getting fat stacks from pushing the agenda. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
I could use
instead of,
fat stacks.
I'm getting like fat stacks of troll hate mail.
Yeah, right. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to lead us off with a wildlife story myself. One right here. Oh, my daughter's going to come wave hello. So for the radio listeners, imagine a 5.5-year-old. She's very. She's made it clear she's 5.5 now. In a pink t-shirt, pink sweats. She's smiling, and she's. Are you going to wave? You can't. They can't hear you. You just gotta wave.
But I can see you saying hi, waving back.
Ryan can see you saying hi, but
okay, I'm gonna
she
say hi
doesn't
now
really,
too. I was waiting for the wave.
Grasp the idea. No, she doesn't really grasp the idea. I need to text my wife here. I'm sorry, this is so something. Okay,
Put it
anyway,
to bed.
Here's my. It just says get her.
I like when the show goes off the rails.
So my wildlife story is I go on a walk every morning while I'm at work, and I walk past this like retention pond for the storm water, right? So it doesn't flood. And man, Joey, you're almost more distracting than Acalia is.
Sorry.
This is like the BBC episode where the kid comes on. That was funny.
Yeah, right. So the retention pond, the last couple of days, a beaver has been going at the trees in this retention pond. And well, the last 3 days, the water level has been going up. And so I emailed the city today. I was like, hey, this retention pond right here, there's a beaver cutting down trees and now the water's going up. You should probably go look at it. And it's crazy how I did not. It was quick. Their response time was like within 20 minutes. I got an email back that said, we have somebody looking at it. Within 4 hours, I got an email back and they sent somebody out to look. And they're like, we found the evidence of the beaver in the area, which like, I don't know how you could miss 8 trees down from somebody chewing on them. Like, they'd be blind if they didn't see it.
Out of control beaver's a big deal in Canada.
Yeah, but they did not. It has not dammed the outlet yet, so the water level is just going up because there's more water, obviously. So the beaver gets to stay for now. I'm hoping that one of these mornings I actually get to see the thing. I did see a beaver once. I was geocaching in Delta, and I saw a beaver, and that was neat. I would love to see this one. I just like wildlife. I'm so excited that there's a beaver right in the neighborhood. Like, I'm so excited about this. So I'm glad the beaver gets to stay. I am a little worried about it actually because this retention pond is fenced off with a chain link fence. And there are no trees outside of the fenced area that have been chewed on. So I wonder if it somehow got into there and can't figure out how to get out. So I am a little worried about the beaver. I hope it figures it out, but
they are.
And I
smart.
hope it doesn't dam the outlet because I'd like to see it stay. That would be cool. But it's like, yeah, that's right, Hank. But it's like every morning I walk past there's another tree that's been felled by this beaver. So
God,
it's at work, guys. That is your national animal, right? The beaver.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So
you love wildlife, but you missed a great museum in Japan.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, the butt.
Oh, the deer one where you could go pet all the little pygmy deers or whatever it is.
Oh, the butt sniffing museum Brandon was talking about. It sounded awesome.
Was that in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was being distracted by a 5.5-year-old. So, I can't catch everything.
Lucky.
Yeah, let's talk about the sudden stratospheric warming event, which I feel like
Oh
is
my
a
God.
non-event.
Joey's got his sunglasses ready for it.
Yeah,
you can
right.
turn your
Yeah.
screen. You can turn your
No,
screen
his
brightness down,
his
Joey.
sunglasses are ready for the HARP for when they turn it on and get the auroras going.
Man. All I need is my
So
tinfoil hat.
yeah, that's right. So we're gonna put on my professor hat here. We're going to talk about the polar vortex, which is a seasonal weather phenomenon that occurs over the North Pole and over the South Pole, but it's a winter phenomenon. So during our winter, it's over the North Pole. During our summer, it's over the South Pole, where it is winter down there. And this is the polar vortex is a low pressure system, but it's not like one at the surface like we have off the coast here in BC this evening being Thursday, November 13th. It is 30 kilometers up in the stratosphere. So it is important when usually it's pretty circular. Like if you look at a map of the wind speed and direction over the North Pole when the polar vortex is present, it's just a big circle that basically extends out to the edge of the Arctic Ocean. This thing is huge. Low pressure systems that we get here in BC and in Manitoba, whatever, they're on the order of hundreds of kilometers wide, and the polar vortex is on the order of thousands of kilometers wide. But again, it is 30 kilometers up. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we might have a sudden stratospheric warming event.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's right. In January and February, this can be quite a big deal actually, because if the stratosphere in the polar vortex warms rapidly, that can then translate down through the atmosphere to disrupt the jet stream. The jet stream is about 5 kilometers up, give or take. We're talking pretty loosely because I know I can't show you guys a slideshow. Um, so 30 kilometers up, polar vortex, jet stream's about 5 kilometers up. When it is disrupted, when the polar vortex is strong, that it disrupts the jet stream, and that can send very cold temperatures down from the Arctic into BC or the prairies or the Maritimes, so, down to Texas, sort of idea. It's having a sudden stratospheric warming event does not guarantee cold for any one location. It's a good signal that somewhere is going to get very cold, but it's only a good signal for January or February. Now, in November, it is still fall. And so the jet stream is a fall-like pattern with very broad wave or very, very, very high amplitude waves. That means that we're already pulling down cold air pretty efficiently from the Arctic when we get cold snaps. We just had one in the east not too long ago. Obviously, it's not like we're not talking like minus 20 or something because it's still November, but we did have quite a bit of lake effect snow in Ontario earlier this week, and I think temperatures were getting down close to minus 10 in a lot in like parts of southern Ontario. So
Some
it's cold for this time of year. What were you going to say, Joey?
someplace had like 50 centimeters or whatever in Ontario.
I heard, yeah, and I heard Montreal had like 20 centimeters of snow,
They
which
did.
which is a lot, for especially for this time of year. So this pattern of, especially people in Alberta know this pattern of, it gets warm and then it gets very cold and then it gets very warm again. Winnipeg gets this a lot in the fall too. As the fall progresses, the colder spells are colder and the warm spells are not as warm. But we're still having this war between hot and cold, hot and cold. Okay, so this is a really long and roundabout way to say, uh, if the sudden stratospheric warming event does do something, how are we going to know it's from that and not just the general fall wave pattern? Because we're already having these cold events come down, which is normal. Like, they're on the more extreme side, but it's normal to get these cold events down in the late fall. So a sudden stratospheric warming event is not really going to change that. It's not going to change the pattern. Also, it's not January. and the polar vortex doesn't exist yet. So
Bam.
how is it gonna? Yeah, there's the climax. The polar vortex does not exist yet. So how are we gonna suddenly warm the polar vortex to disrupt everything? Like, I do think this warming event will cause a little bit of disruption, but again, it's gonna be within the background already disrupted jet stream. So it's not gonna make that much of a difference. It was already gonna be disrupted anyway. This could have the effect of causing the polar vortex to form later than usual, so we could have a more fall pattern with wide swings further into December because of this. That wouldn't surprise me. But no, the stratosphere is going to warm up, but nowhere is going to be excessively cold because of this sudden stratospheric warming event. Nowhere. Okay.
Well, we do
And
have late at the end of November the chance of some Arctic outbreak. But that's not
we
necessarily
do, we do, and the sudden stratospheric warming event could amplify that a little bit, I think, but it was already going to happen with or without it because we are still in a fall jet stream pattern, and we would have been so without this event.
But that's like
So
my next clickbait video title right there. Beware sudden stratospheric warming, and then after about 28 minutes, you'll find out that it's really nothing.
yeah, so that's the story.
That's
The
YouTube
polar
way to
vortex
do it.
does not exist yet in the northern hemisphere.
Ex
That's
nihilo.
that's your takeaway, which means sudden stratospheric warming, which again are quite disruptive in January and February. It's not that disruptive this time of year. So I hope that all made sense. And if it didn't make sense, you can come complain about it on my Facebook page, Ingles Weather, where you can like everything and share everything and follow me. And you can also follow us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and Castbox to get all of your podcast joy so that you can listen to us as often as you want on those streaming platforms. That is my report. Oh, I saw the aurora this week. I want to talk about that actually. So, Ryan, I'm
You
going to steal
said
your
you didn't
thunder.
care.
I don't care enough to go drive somewhere and stay up all night. That's the thing. But
I didn't care enough
Ryan,
to go outside.
yeah, that's true.
I
Ryan
didn't know because I was in
posted.
Facebook jail, so I'm not looking at social media. So I wasn't like, oh, hey, wait, everyone's talking.
Oh,
Ryan posted on the Vancouver and Lower Mainland weather page group that he runs so excellently, that he could see the aurora through the clouds on Tuesday evening. And my wife, she loves the aurora ever since that May of 24 event. She's hooked. Like, um, and she was like, I'm so mad that it's happening and it's cloudy. And I'm like, well, Ryan's like 30 kilometers away. If he can see it through the clouds, we can probably see it through the clouds. So I turned off all the lights
Yeah.
in the living room, walked out on the balcony, and I could see it faintly through the clouds. And then I took a picture, and like you could see the greens and reds through the camera. You should know I think most Canadians have probably seen the aurora, but if you haven't seen the aurora, you should know it looks way better through a camera than it does through your eyes.
Yeah, really.
Let's
This is true.
you want to
Yeah.
that's nature's clickbait right there is
It
aurora.
looks really awesome on mushrooms.
Yeah.
I can
I'm
tell you
sure.
that from experience. Who wants to talk about the
yeah.
Northern Lights? You know, like because I know Hank had some amazing footage taken, and Ryan didn't. I mean, which one of you wants to discuss that next?
all I want to say is the Northern Tornadoes Project likes my tweet. I for those that can't see, I'm showing my screen that shows them, or sorry, my Blue Sky post, because I commented this evening, Aurora Borealis must be over because it's clearing in Vancouver. Because guess when it clouded over in Vancouver as the aurora started, and it cleared up just as it ended. Of course, because that's the way we operate here. That's all I have to say this evening because I'm a little bitter, but I'm also happy for all of my friends on the prairies that get to see it 1,000 times a year and get epic photos.
Hey, but Ryan, it rained here today.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's a win.
We had a coastal flooding statement.
Actually, that was pretty cool, but we don't have enough time to talk about
No.
that.
Another time. It'll happen again yet this winter, probably.
The storm surge statement there, eh?
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, meteorologist Mark. Thanks for
Night.
coming on by. Hank, how did you get your amazing footage? What was the story on that?
Oh, the last 2 nights, I had to go out on foot. As I mentioned before, my wife is in Lethbridge.
My God, are you okay?
Yeah, oh man, it sucks, man. I like to have a car nearby where I can go in and warm up and, take breaks from my photo shooting. So I don't have that option when my wife has the car. Anyway, she's in Lethbridge. I wonder what the weather is like where she's at. And I looked at my weather app for Lethbridge today. I could not believe my eyes. It said plus 20. I was like, am I seeing this right? Am I looking at an August forecast? No, that's today. It was plus 20 in Lethbridge earlier this afternoon. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, so I was out. Yeah, I was
Our
out.
rain is Lethbridge's Chinook every
That's
single
right, eh?
time.
I was out on foot, and because I live in such a small town, I had no problem at all seeing the aurora borealis, uh, from my backyard. I got one of my most amazing time lapses of aurora borealis right from my backyard last night, and it's the most colorful aurora time lapse I've ever filmed. It has every color in it except blue, pretty much. It was pink, purple, red, orange, yellow in there, and green,
Man, you should
all
share here on it.
combined in one 15-minute time lapse. And sometimes one pillar going up into the sky had like 3, 4 different colors in a single pillar. It was just craziness. But the night before that was incredible reds like nobody's seen in years. I mean, the amount of red, everybody was talking about how could they could see it with their naked eye, including these old eyes. And I can never hardly see any color in the auroras compared to some of my friends. I could see the reds very clearly last 2 nights ago. I guess it was Tuesday night. So yeah, it was crazy, Joey. It was fun.
That's the kind I like to usually go up on the mountaintop for. And now I got your video here. Is there like going to be really loud, weird music? Oh, there is. I don't have copyright on that. That's
You
like
gotta mute it.
That's like the Hank thing he does. There we go. Likes to put music on. So for you radio listeners, you can just imagine really beautiful northern lights. Really beautiful northern lights that Hank shot. That's why you can watch the podcast live on Thursday nights. We broadcast for like 2 hours here. And you only get 1 hour on the radio every week, but we're thankful to radio stations for giving us that hour. That is some real reds, man. I am a little bit disappointed. Like, that's the kind of Northern Lights show where I tend to go park myself up on top of Island Mountain. And now that the snow is here, it'll be impossible probably soon to do that.
That's
so that was like
right
probably my
from in
chance,
town.
my one good chance to get like a mountaintop. You know, and like the photos I've taken in the past from up there of the Northern Lights, and you can see wells in the mountains. It's great, even though I'm not good at photographing things at night. I like how you can see the satellites just come by and ruin the image, and then some blinking airplanes and a bunch of other crap. And it's just like the night sky now is just so much lights moving around. When I was a kid, to see like a satellite go by would be like a big deal in like 1987, you know, be like, I seen a satellite. You're like pointing at it, talking about it at school. Next, people are like, what? No, you didn't.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, now it's like, man, I wish I could stop seeing satellites and just see the
Yeah,
sky.
there's
for a
so
minute.
many satellites in that one 15-minute time lapse. So
It's
many
nuts.
of them.
It's nuts.
Mr. Musk.
It's just garbage floating around for all I'm concerned. I guess that's why my mom had internet for a couple of years, maybe. Justin Ordell from the Weather Center of Manitoba is showing up, folks. This just
He got a lot more footage than I did of the aurora borealis.
I think he might
because
just
I was
have.
on foot. I was back in my house at 9:30 every night.
Yeah, and you know how Northern Lights are very fast. So if you're on foot, it's hard to catch them.
Ah,
Oh, he's outside.
the
Yeah,
solar wind speed
hard
was
storm
incredible.
Hard storm chasing northern lights there when you, yeah. Well, Justin's here, but he's not here. Is that you, Justin?
I'm dark because I'm outside.
He's
I'm
outside.
just getting done work.
Right
I was
on.
hoping to be at home to show some of the footage, but that won't happen. I sent you a couple videos. I don't know if you got them or not, but of the aurora the other night.
No, well, you know what happened was once I went into Facebook jail, I just didn't pay attention to anything that was going on.
Right. Well, that's fine. We don't need the footage. I'll just talk
So
about it.
now I'm seeing a bunch of your photos here and stuff, and I'm trying to find, like, I see it in the group chat. But yeah, I basically like just didn't look at the internet for days. I was just so mad.
He's got some real-time videos in there.
I did get that too, yeah.
Tuesday night.
There we go. Here I am.
Yeah, I got a photo from you.
Now
right
you're in
here.
your car. See, this is what happens now on this show. Me, I was in the car earlier.
Carception.
Yes, they got a whole tour of the
There we go.
the
Can't see
thrift
much.
shop.
Oh yes. I was tuning in a little bit. If you have pictures, Joey, you can feel free to share them. But no, it was.
I just found your video. I'm downloading it right now.
Okay, sounds good. It was an incredible
literally
show.
just found it.
Yeah. What we had was basically two X-class flares, like they were like X 1.7 and 1.2 or something. And the first one was slower, and then the second X-class flare was a lot faster. And it basically what it did was catch up to the first CME, and then they both kind of hit pretty hard on Tuesday night. You can see the video there. That's looking south of Brandon. As the substorm, that was at like 10:30 p.m., just blew up. Like
South of Brandon.
Literally looking south, like southern horizon. They could see that substorm down in like Florida, Mexico, even El Salvador was the lowest. I think Vincent Ledvina had said he saw a report down there. So we almost we almost reached G5, but it'll go down as a G4 geomagnetic storm. And then last night we got kind of a little bit of a downer of a storm. Like, it was still amazing to see. My buddy Andrew and I were out at Spruce Woods in Manitoba to check out the solar storm last night and the aurora. But it was a X5 solar flare and very energetic. It looked amazing on, all the solar imagery and stuff like that. But I think we had just grazed Earth, and the IMF, the interplanetary magnetic field with it, was positive. And so normally in life you want positive things, but you don't want that for aurora chasing. You want the BZ magnetic field there to be negative when it hits Earth, because Earth's magnetic field is positive already. So if the particles hitting Earth are positive, they're going to cancel out and not do much. But if the particles are a negative magnetic field hitting Earth's positive magnetic field, then our magnetosphere is going to light up. And eventually it did turn south later last night, kind of after sunset. We got a pretty good substorm between, I would say, 8:30 and 9 p.m. So it was a good show again last night too. But will it be out again tonight? No, it won't, because the IMF has been positive for hours. Yeah. And the solar wind is coming down. It was at about 1,000 kilometers per second, the solar wind, and now it's down to about 550 to 600 kilometers a second, which is still fast, but without that IMF being negative, we're just not going to get much here.
And then he got the video Frankie edited.
I got the video of Frankie edited for this week, everybody.
Well, I'm glad I was able to sneak in.
I'm really glad that you came and enlightened us on that. That was
nice
awesome.
Nice to actually be on the same time as Justin. I feel like I always miss him.
Yeah, nice to see you, Ryan.
Yes.
Those red auroras are the highest ones too. They're so incredibly high. I think it's 300 to 600 kilometers up above the surface of the Earth.
Yeah.
So part of the reason they can see it so far south, especially the red.
And I'd never seen it so red as I did November 11th, like that evening. Remembrance Day. What a Remembrance Day to remember, that's for sure.
I agree. And everybody was talking about how you could see it visibly with your eyes. The red.
I could see the red color, yeah.
Were easily visible to anybody's eyes.
Okay, we got the Frankie video of the week. We can keep talking about this here in a minute, but we got to get this in while the radio broadcast is recording. Uh-oh, I got it muted because of what was going
My.
on there. Yeah, because of you, Hank. I don't even know how to unmute it.
On my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova
There you
Scotia.
go.
Major snowstorm is headed towards Churchill, Manitoba on Friday, November 7th, 2025. It's going to bring high winds and heavy snow. It's going to cause blowing, drifted snow, reduced visibility, dangerous and treacherous driving conditions. It's going to bring a lot of snow. I urge everyone to be prepared. When the lightning strikes, get indoors. A lot of rain and thunderstorms headed towards Jakarta, Indonesia, and the surrounding areas on Saturday, November the 8th, 2025 is going to bring a whole lot of rain and thunderstorms in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the surrounding areas. I want every single person in Jakarta, Indonesia to be prepared. Heavy rains headed towards Albania, including Tirana, Albania on Saturday, November the 8th, 2025. And don't go outside, don't even walk too far. Typhoon Phone 1 is now headed towards Philippines on Sunday, November the 9th, 2025. It's going to bring so much rain that's going to cause mudslides, landslides, that's going to cause power outages, it's going to cause bring down power lines, snap retreat bridges, half that's going to cause big waves crash on beach shores of the Philippines, including Manila, Philippines, and the northern Philippines. Especially in northern Philippines, be prepared. There's a whole lot of snow headed for Chicago, Illinois on Sunday, November the 9th, 2025. It's going to bring so much snow, and heavy snow is headed towards Yukon on Sunday, November the 9th, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Whitehorse, Yukon. Heavy snow is headed towards Montreal, Quebec on Sunday, November 9th, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Greater Montreal, Quebec, and in Metro Montreal, and St. Anne de Belleville, home of the Base Guy Show. There's a lot of snow squalls headed towards Southern Ontario on Sunday, November 9th. And Monday, November 10th, 2025, it's going to bring a lot of snow coming from the Great Lakes. It's going to bring lots of snow in Toronto, Markham, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Aurora, Brampton, Mississauga, Oshawa, Whitby, Ajax, Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Brantford, Paris, Woodstock, Stratford, Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph, London, Owentown, Guybridge, and all across Port Elgin, Sarnia, Windsor. It's going to bring a lot of snow squalls. When they throw water up in the air, that turns to snow. Heavy rains headed towards Johannesburg, South Africa on Monday, November 10th, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of heavy rain with thunder and lightning in Johannesburg, South Africa, and surrounding areas. And don't drive a car to the flood. A lot of rain and thunderstorms headed towards Libreville, Gowon on Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of thunderstorms and rain that's going to cause flood and rain in Libreville, Gabon. Extremely cold air is getting colder. Yakutsk, Russia on November 11, 2025 on a Tuesday. Yakutsk, Russia is going to get really cold. So is Oymyakon, Russia, because the Siberian high pressure system is going to intensify. It's going to bring really cold air in Yakutsk. Be prepared. There's a lot of heavy rain headed towards also Norway, including rest of Norway on Wednesday, November 12, 2025. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain. Lots of snow is headed towards Krasnoyarsk, York, southern Siberia, Russia on Wednesday, November 12, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Heavy rains headed towards Auckland, New Zealand on Wednesday, November 12, 2025. Heavy rains headed towards Portugal, including Lisbon, Portugal on Wednesday, November 12, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of rain. It's going to cause flood and rain in Portugal, including Lisbon, Portugal, near Morocco border. It's going to bring a lot of rain. Be prepared. Heavy rain is headed towards Los Angeles, California on Thursday, November 13, 2025. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain in Los Angeles, California. It's around there. We'll go for walk. Don't walk to the puddles. So be prepared for the puddles. Summertime, like warm air, is headed towards Mainz, Germany on Friday, November 14, 2025. It's going to bring really warm temperatures around 20 degrees Celsius, which is around 70 Fahrenheit, and Mainz, Germany is around the areas. I want every single person to be prepared because the cold weather is going to come back after that. It's going to turn really cold for the next few days after. This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rains headed towards Phoenix, Arizona on Friday, November 14, 2025. Especially evening hours, it's going to bring so much rain in Phoenix, Arizona. Heavy rains headed towards Winhope, Namibia on Friday, November 14, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Winhope, Namibia. It's going to bring a lot of rain. That's going to cause flooding. Really cold air with snow heading towards Moscow, Russia on Saturday, November 15, 2025. I like to do is Joey Ollie. Say hi, Joey Ollie.
Hello.
Say hi, Joey Ollie.
Hi, Jolly.
I'm Frank Dowd. You're listening to Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM in Prince George and CKUW 95.9 FM Winnipeg and CFVX 92.5 FM in Kamloops is on. care about whether to do a YouTube channel. Joey Allen's a really nice guy. Man, best luck to you. I'm Frank Out Years of Joey Allen's show every Thursday nights. He's a great guy from Wells, British Columbia. He used to work for Vancouver Giants Western Hockey League team. He's a big fan of Prince George Cougar. Say hi, Joey Allen.
We just ran out of time this week, Frankie, but we still got time for the YouTube viewers to have.
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue skies at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. In my X forming Twitter is at Frankie MacD. And my threads is at Frankie MacD 94. In my Facebook Reddit is FrankDo94. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD94. My TikTok is FrankDo94. My Clapper is FrankDo94. My Twitch is FrankDo94. My Snapchat is Frankie MECD1. My YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves. And my LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Donald. You know, it's a meteorological weather report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
Yeah, the live stream's still going on, Frankie, if you want to stick around for a while.
And if you hear about this, Jason Marshall does his last podcast before Thanksgiving on November 23rd.
Jason Marshall, we don't have cookies down there in Ohio.
He's taking Sunday off on November 30th due to Thanksgiving.
No doubt. Yeah, he's awesome. What a great guy Jason Marshall is.
Thanksgiving in his area is on November 27th.
They're such funny people. What a great podcast.
Thanksgiving in Jason Marshall's area, Trey Campbell's area, all across America on November 27th.
Yeah, why do they have their Thanksgiving so late? Like, aren't they thankful? Why do they have to take so long?
That's a day or a long time ago.
Like, we have ours like in an early fall because we're so thankful. That's why we have it.
In America, down in the United States in America, Jason Marshall has his Thanksgiving on November the 27th.
Yeah, I mean, we had ours like on October 8th or something. Like, we just can't wait because we're just so thankful. We're like, let's get on with it.
Our
Thanksgiving was on October 13th.
And the Americans are like, well, let's call it Black Friday. Shows how thankful they are, eh? Like, we're thankful for.
But do you know why they
shopping.
call it Black Friday?
No, I don't actually.
So
I don't know
Black
anything
Friday,
about
the reason why they call it this is because it's when all those sales put their books into the black. So that's when they make money. That's why they call it Black Friday. It's when all their yearly profits put them in out of the red and into the black. That's why. There's a financial connotation or underlying.
That's like the newest holiday, you know.
Yeah.
It's like we used to make holidays for good reasons.
Why is it so blurry though?
Well, it's not really a holiday though. Nobody's
Justin's
off.
outside. What do you got there? Christmas lights?
My Christmas lights are up, but it's so blurry. The camera won't focus on them.
Is that your Christmas lights?
They are. Actually scared of heights, but I went up and conquered my fear and put up the Christmas lights last year.
Holy.
Left them up all summer, so I just had to plug them in this year.
You know what I say about
all
heights?
still working. Huh.
If you're scared of heights, you should be.
Yeah.
That's
Luckily,
how
I had my wife helping me out, so I didn't fall off.
When you're scared, that's when you're like, you make a mistake.
That's true.
Fall. And I know this because I've done some like serious rock climbing.
Mm.
Had moments where I was like, if I don't stop being scared right now, I might really hurt myself.
Oh yeah.
And luckily, some of those times I was like tied to a rope. So I was like, but even then, if you like bounce off some rocks, falling 15 feet to like go and land in your harness, it's still uncomfortable. It's not what you want to do. You're hoping your friends are belaying you down there, maybe like they're down there smoking weed. And you're like falling. Help! Are you belaying? Yeah, man.
I better put my sunglasses on too.
I just felt like doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the Howard Stern of other fucking radio.
I like wear my
talk going on
sunglasses all the time now.
Yeah. Those are like Brandon. Yeah, Brandon's always got glasses on.
Well, me too. I'd have to wear two now. They just clip.
Oh,
right over
that's
top
why
of
yours are so big. Do you got big glasses like that too to put on top of your actual glasses, Brandon?
Oh, you mean like these things that you just put on right here and
Yeah.
Oh
like
yeah.
that?
That's the way, Brandon.
There
They
you
don't
go.
clip. They're actual. Oh yeah.
I have prescription sunglasses.
I
This will be
paid
like the
20
new
bucks
thing
for
on the
these.
show.
So
5. That's like the new thing on the show. Wear your sunglasses. No, I got a face for radio, and if you kind of dim it, if the audience puts their glasses on and dims their view, then they won't have to like see my face so brightly. They'll be like, he's not so bad. Not so bad to look at. Just pretty bad, but not so bad. Yeah, I can't believe I missed the Aurora lights there.
Yeah, man. They were so good.
May
Let me
last year
hop
was
off.
still
Let me
better.
hop off my phone and see if I can get on my computer and share some of my pictures. I'll be back.
Oh, goody.
Go get him.
I boycotted social media yesterday. I stopped looking. I didn't want to see any more Aurora photos from anybody.
I've basically not been looking at social media in days. I know there's like 30 messages that people have sent me, and I'm oblivious to it. I'm just so bitter
All my
about it.
social media for 2 days is all Auroras. Even X too. Just scrolling X. Auroras,
Yes.
Auroras. Yeah.
Love that
So,
for
yeah.
everyone. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's clear as a bell here right now. Of course.
My phone is dying, but at least I'll look cool when it dies.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the
Okay,
Aurora now. Yeah.
I got a
This-
weatherman.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Nothing.
That's not even.
See, the stupid thing is my prescription sunglasses make it so I can't see my phone screen properly.
Oh yeah.
This
So
actually helps me. It makes the big screen and the lights
I
on me.
see
kinda
I see
tolerable.
better. I see close up better without glasses.
But then if I have to type something, I'm like, look at that nice big bulge of warm air you had there. That must have been so nice. It snowed all day here. It's snowy out there. It's stopped snowing, but the snow is still on the ground, as a matter of fact. It didn't go away. It's still there here in Wells. And off it goes towards Churchill, Manitoba, and up to Nunavut, up to Arviat. There's sort of the remains of our big cyclone out there still. There's like some bad weather in Newfoundland this week, eh, folks? Holy cow, did she ever hammer that? A wreck house wind, 120-kilometer-an-hour winds in wreck house.
And my friends in just outside of St. John's in Paradise, they're like, meh. Nothing faces Newfoundlanders when it comes to storms. They're like, whatever. It's fine.
Justin's coming back on here in a second, and of course he's going to have some amazing things to show us. Look at that there on the 16th. Saw some colors in there that might look like freezing rain and whatnot going up the St. Lawrence Valley, out towards Atlantic Canada. I know it did go over some of that America place too, but I don't forecast for them. They have their own people who are really good at it. We're better at me. You can go watch Ryan Hall, y'all, and he'll tell you about what happened in America or something. I love when you're like looking at an American map and it just ends at Canada. It's just like, it doesn't show you anything that happens north of, not even 10 feet.
Yep.
Justin, you got some cool maps for us? Or some cool Aurora photos?
I hope you can hear me. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, good.
We can hear you, bud. Okay, we're going to turn
Send
it over
request.
to you.
Okay. I guess we can't share at the same time.
I'm going to turn it over to you 1 second here. Allow.
Okay, let's start with November 11th. Okay.
Remembrance Day.
Remembrance Day.
You will remember this.
Yes.
That's nuts, eh? You guys can see that.
There's like definitely a pun there of some kind of a play on words. It's like
I love this picture.
Poppies. It's the color of
Yeah.
poppies, and it's
like wavy red and then wavy green everywhere.
It's like the Remembrance Day Northern Lights show. It's far out.
It was perfect. That's why it was so red, I believe, on November 11th.
Yeah, that's your scientific analysis.
There we go. Okay, where I got to be able to share more than that. Here we go.
I'm gonna put my sunglasses on so I can pretend I'm looking at your beautiful videos.
I need
Oh, there you go,
sunglasses.
Ryan. Hopefully you can still see the red through those glasses.
Yeah, no, can't see anything. It looks like the
The
sky in
auroras.
Vancouver.
This is what it was looking like northwest of Brandon though for like hours on end, like, and then eventually the substorm happened. Like the sunset happened, and then it was like red immediately at like 6:30, and then it finally exploded in like the substorm at like 8:30 or 9. So like 2 hours straight, like just looking northwest of Brandon, you could just see red with your eyes, and it never ended. It's crazy. And then that was another shot during the substorm. Got some
Good
nice
thing I
trees in
put
the
shades
foreground.
on.
That's whack.
And then like you could see the corona up here. Kind of looks like a face, like somebody's screaming.
It doesn't
like,
even look real. It doesn't even look real.
looks like a person with like a smoke or something coming out of their breath.
I've been seeing people say that's definitely AI crap to some of these
No
real
way,
photos.
man, not mine. Then there's a better shot of the corona. That was like after it was really good though. But that was still obviously great.
Like a snake in the middle of it. Ah!
I like how they have a name for it, but basically you're just looking at the aurora coming at you from above.
Yeah. My corona. Man, you
It
nailed
looks like I don't know what that looks like. I was gonna say like a seahorse, maybe, kind of.
I had no idea it was going on that night. I was just sitting in here, like, I don't know what I was doing. I just tuned out from the world. I was probably playing baseball on my PS4. I just won the World Series, as a matter of fact.
Here was last night at
on
Spruce
Tuesday.
Woods.
On Tuesday, I won the World Series after like a year of playing baseball.
Wow.
Wow.
But like, I don't know if you guys can see in this picture, see how there's such a stark, sharp like line here between super vibrant on the northern end of the like the top end of the aurora, and then it's more faded, muted toward the horizon. That's like was right after the sunset, so that's just like the sunlight lighting up the aurora still. Like that's pretty crazy, eh?
That is crazy.
I'd never captured such a like distinct line like that. And that like that's not even edited or anything. Like it's processed a little bit, but that it was raw like that out of the camera. Like
Those
just
atoms
crazy.
look so excited.
My phone was probably dinging like 50 times that night from you guys talking on the group chat. I was just like, I don't care about anybody. I'm a Facebook channel. Fuck the world.
And here was the substorm when it finally burst last night over the Assiniboine River through Spruce Woods, kind of by the Spirit Sands, just south of the Spirit Sands. And then we let this substorm happen, and then we caught kind of like a second, more minor one over the sand dunes in Spruce Woods. Right
Spirit
here, you
Sands?
can see. Yeah, there's sand in Manitoba. I guess it's from like where like Lake Agassiz used to be, and it put all this sand here when there was like the Ice Age. Pretty crazy
I
to
have
see.
sandy areas here too.
Well, even
Yeah.
in the mountains, like if you go down to the Caribou River, there's like big old sandbox material, like perfect sand.
Wow.
Just like randomly distributed here or there. You run into that in parts of BC. It's like
And then
sand.
yeah, there's my last shot I've processed so far, but there's probably like 1,000 that I need to look through still. I'm not editing anywhere near that much, but
Man, you got content for weeks.
yeah. So there you guys go.
That was awesome.
At least I won the World Series that night.
Nice going, Joey. I'm so proud of you.
Swept Atlanta. What was weird is in my game, like if my game was made in 2023, right? Because I got a PS4, I'm not like rich, and then I put the legends of the game in it, so it's like everybody. Hank Aaron's in there. Everybody's. It's not the MLB that you're playing in. It's considerably hard because sometimes you're going against teams that have like Nolan Ryan on it. I put all the legends in the game. So over the course of 3 years, I've been playing through seasons, a game here and there. And it was weird that the playoffs featured almost the same playoff bracket that happened this year, despite the fact everything was so different and it's several years since the game was made and somewhat coincidental. I mean, like, those teams have all been pretty good since, but it was like I ended up playing New York Yankees and beating them in 4 games, losing game 3, just like in the real. And then I ended up playing Seattle. And then the one outlier was Atlanta was in. that it was like the only team that wasn't actually in the playoffs this year, and Atlanta beat the Dodgers, and I had to play the Braves, and I swept them, and I won the World friggin' Series. I'm awesome.
That's crazy.
You won the World Series as a certain team?
As a Blue
Jay?
Jays. Yeah, as a Blue Jays.
Oh.
So that felt good after seeing them not win the World Series. You remember that?
Oh, that was terrible.
The advantage of playing it on PS4 is I broke my this finger playing slow pitch in real life, and on PS4 you don't break your finger.
No, it's true. My cat's like in the hallway. I'll be back.
Okay, so side note, I literally just took my not my shoes off, my socks off, and there was a whole bunch of sand in my socks. Like I was hiking the Spruce Woods last night, the Spirit Sands, right? And like there's it's sand dunes, like massive up and down cliffs and hills, and my shoes were filled with sand last night, and I thought I got it all out, but no, there's still tons of sand.
You're still gonna find sand for days to come. Trust.
Oh yes.
But it's a good memory, I guess,
Oh boy.
A good reminder of last night. I'd love to go back to the Spirit Sands for another show, like another G4 or G5. Like I wish I was there the night previous, because that sand would have been lit up all red. Like it would have been just nuts, like the photos.
Is that riverside sand? Is that what's going on there?
Well, it like the river winds all around the sand dunes, but I'll have to send a picture of the map. But it's just this big area, kind of by CFB Shiloh, like the base there east of Brandon. We saw they must have been, I don't know if they were doing rockets or something. They were a whole bunch of airplanes last night, must have been doing training. I was like, man, they're gonna mess with my photos, but no, they didn't really mess with the photos.
Oh, there's a CFB base near you. Which direction from Brandon is that?
Just southeast. Like you can get to the base in like 20-minute drive ish.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. And then basically CFB Shiloh kind of transitions right into Spruce Woods down south of Carberry.
There, the Cold Lake base, which is a pretty major one, especially for the aircraft side of things. You can go up in the Saskatchewan side where you're just across the provincial border from CFB Cold Lake. And sometimes they have like these war game things going on, and you get to see all these military aircraft from not only Canadian ones, but they'll bring in like the British and maybe even the American or, various partners, usually more like Commonwealth countries.
You're talking about Operation Maple Flag?
Well, no, they have war games sometimes at CFB Cold Lake. And it's amazing.
Yeah, it's called Operation Maple Flag is one of them.
Okay.
It's like a big international war game at CFB. Four-wing Cold Lake, whereas Justin at Shiloh has an army base there.
Yes. Yeah.
There is an Air Force base in Manitoba, but it's in Moose Jaw. There's one in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and there's one in Portage la Prairie.
Yes.
Portage la Prairie is a training wing. They do a lot of flight training there.
And there's one in Suffield.
That's the home of 431 Air Demonstration Squadron, actually. More commonly referred to as the Snowbirds.
Yeah. I think they really should stop trying to fly so close together for performance purposes, because there's been too freaking many accidents, man. But that's my opinion.
People are asking to see him, and he's right here. Frankie is in the house.
Aww.
He's already growing so big. He's awesome. He's a great little cat, actually. He's very cool, very beautiful, very handsome, very friendly. Him and the dog like to cuddle and
You
sleep
just
together.
call them both big and little.
Yeah, little Frankie there. And like this morning I woke up and I was like, where is he? Looking around, and I realized because the dog likes to sleep up in the corner, because I got the giant super bed I made. The dog likes to sleep up in this far corner up by my head. And then I looked and the cat's like in the cubby with him down there on the next level of mattresses. I was like, ah, and like they're all snuggled up. Like that's ridiculous. And like he'll sleep with me, like here. You know, cats always sleep at your feet, and you hate that because you're like, I want a cat who sleeps with me. They like sleep at your feet. You're like, why do you sleep there? I'll end up kicking you. By accident, you know, but they do that. And then, but yeah, he's one of those ones that you wake up and you're like, where's the cat? And he's like, there. He's like, here. It's like, right on, my kind of cat.
There's some absolutely bizarre behavior with individual cats, though. There's some cats who do the stupidest, weirdest things at night to their owners. I've seen the videos. Lay down right over top of their mouth and nostril. Stuff like that. Yeah.
I told you about the time I woke up with a frog on my head.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Well, this is like 25, more than 25. Yeah, like out solo camping in Algonquin on the Uplands backpacking trail, and you know, you're worried about bears, and I've had moose encounters, you know, at nighttime, and it's getting dark, and your fires go down. And I'm like, I didn't have a tent because I knew I had a week of good weather. That's why I went that week. I was like, nothing is going to happen. It's, you know, it was great. In fact, it hardly rained for like 90 days in Ontario that summer. It was really crazy. 2001. Yeah, about 25 years ago. And I was sleeping on the ground, wake up in the middle of the night, and I just woke up with this like weird feeling on my head, and I had the cock knife military flashlight. I was like, it was like something, you know, whoa, like grabbed this thing with the flashlight on it, like I'm gonna kill it in the middle of the night. What the fuck is that? And I look, it's this big toad. It just been sleeping on my head.
All right, guys, I'm out. Good to see everybody again tonight.
Good to see you, Justin.
You scared him away with your frog story.
Well, no, my wife made a nice supper, so I got to go and eat. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I got you there. Yeah, good. I'm glad you wrote on.
Nice to see you.
Northern Lights expertise.
Peace
Justin,
out.
The Weather Center of Manitoba. You can find him on Facebook there, Weather Center of Manitoba. Yeah, I should make some food too myself here a little bit. And get on with things, I suppose.
Yeah, my wife is texting me now. The latest text I saw cross my screen in front of me, Joey, is hello. I failed to tell her that I was coming on. So this is my fault.
She's been trying to message you for like 2 hours.
Yep. Absolutely.
This is how Hank's marriage ends. It's because of you, Joey.
No, we'll be fine.
In your stupid show that no one watches. You ruined that marriage. No, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be it's for entirely different reasons. Nah, I'm kidding. Well, that's pretty much so this week, I guess, eh? That was a good one. Fun times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, highlight of my week. Come on, chat with you guys. Appreciate it every time. And yeah, sorry I was just not answering messages all week. I just didn't want to touch my phone.
That's okay.
Didn't want to touch
it. Bobby Bodcat.
You know, and then then I realized, I missed the Northern Lights show of a. And usually I take the dog out for a walk at night, but I think that was one of the nights where I was just like, go piss. Let him back in, you know. I'm trying to win the World Series here. Meanwhile, like exploding Northern Lights show.
I gotta sign off. Thanks, guys. It's
been a busy week. Whew.
Yeah, all right. That's the show, everybody. Hit like, share, subscribe. There goes Hank. We're down to 3. It's like it's like attrition
One
here.
down, 3 to go.
Yeah, who can put up with me the longest?
Now it's Brandon and I going, who's gonna press leave first?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Screw you guys.